Hey, what's going on everyone? My name is Alpha and today we're back once again on Pokemon Radical Red with another Pokemon challenge, and today's challenge will be can I beat Pokemon Radical Red using only buyable Pokemon. So what does that exactly mean? There are a lot of options in this game where you could buy your Pokemon for your team. It can cost money to buy each of my Pokemon for my team obviously, and of course that is the only type of Pokemon we can use on our team. We are lucky enough to play in the ROMHACK where given a lot of great Pokemon through the game corner, but getting to the game corner is going to be a tough scenario itself. So we're going to start off the challenge. As you can see in the background past the intro, we are going to obviously get an egg over here and try to hatch something good so we could start the game off with something good. As you can see in the background, we try multiple times, but eventually after 4 hours of hatching this egg, each run takes 5 minutes, but it took 4 hours in total to find something good. But anyways, if you guys are excited for that little intro, that sneak preview of what's gonna happen, drop a like, comment down below some challenge videos just like this one. Also drop some nicknames in the comment section because I'll be nicknaming every single Pokemon after you guys in the comments. Here are the nicknames I chose for this video, so thank you so much for dropping a comment in the last video with a nickname. If you guys want to be nicknamed after my Pokemon, just drop it in the comments and hopefully I'll pick yours. And also don't forget to subscribe. We're very close to 14,000 and I'm so thankful for that. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Anyway, let's get into the challenge. So to begin with, we can't actually start off with any buyable Pokemon technically, so we are going to just gonna rapidly move into Pewter City until we could buy this egg, this 5k egg. And this 5k egg it's not a random, but there is a set amount of Pokemon you can get, which is kind of random, but I get the same Pokemon over and over, which is kind of annoying because I just want one Pokemon in specific, which is a Gible. But if I could find anything else that could start the game off, I'll consider it. As you see, I got a Crab Brawler, I got a Smoochum, I got a Mienfoo, I got Phalanx. These are really good Pokemon, but as you see, even with the Smoochum, I've tried to play through it and it doesn't work because I beat Faulkner first. So if anything doesn't work against Faulkner, I can't get past the game, and I can't even get to Brock most of the time. So once finally I've actually hatched myself a Gible, things are so much easier and we're able to progress through the game. Once we get this Gible, we're gonna train it up and we're actually gonna learn this move called Dragon Rage. Once we learn Dragon Rage, it's all downhill from here because Dragon Rage is going to be the best move. I lose against Faulkner a few more times with the Gible, but that's a little bit of a hurdle. We can just attach ourselves a Oranberry on it and then we're able to beat Faulkner and we're done with that. So once we beat through Faulkner, we're gonna face off against Brock. Brock isn't gonna be the hardest thing in the world. The problem is we don't have enough HP. Even with an Oranberry, we're not able to live an attack against the Geodude and the Onix. So what we gotta do is actually play around this using Sandstorm. We gotta reset into Geodude actually misses a move against us. And once we're done with that, we're able to Dragon Rage it and knock it out, which is fantastic. And then once he sends out his Onix, we're actually able to dodge an attack, which is great for us. And then we're able to live a Bulldoze, activates our Ordinary, and then knock out the Onix. It's a Vulpix, so we're going to live against the Vulpix easily, and we are done with Brock. So the first gym, pretty easy. Now we have the ability to head east of Pewter City into Mount Moon, where we're going to face off against Archer. Archer is not going to be too hard. We're going to use the Sandstorm technique against him and beat him. From here, we're actually going to head out and we're going to get our next egg in Cerulean City. Another 5k egg over here. We actually hatch a Nosepass, which isn't the best thing because there's a water gym that's coming up, but it's too late to restart. If I restart, I have to restart and find a Gible again, so I'm not going to do that. Anyways, we're going to try to train up our Nosepass as much as we can, losing in the process many times, but eventually we're actually evolving our Gible into a Gabite finally. If you guys saw the last video where we struggle using a Gible, we can finally have the weight lift off of us and use a Gabite. We're gonna face off against the gym leader, which is Misty at level 27, because we don't want to waste XP like that. And as well, we can't get much better from here. The first Pokemon on Misty's team is a Frogadier and has Ice Punch, so we gotta restart. So Frogadier, we're gonna sacrifice our Nosepass against it and then try to use Thunder Wave. We're gonna catch the Floatzel on the Thunder Wave. Once that's happened, we're actually able to set up a Sandstorm against it, and then we're able to knock it out. So we have to reverse the setup so we can sustain a Sandstorm long enough for us to knock out the Frogadier until the Starmie comes out. The Starmie's getting Icy Wind us, which is we barely live. The There's a range. We either live or we barely live against the Stormy Icy Wind, but we actually live against the Stormy. We activate Sandstorm once again, and we're able to Rock Tomb it, get it slower than us, misses Water Pulse, and I'm able to Dragon Rage it on the following turn and knock it out. So, Sandstorm might be the best play in the world. Sandveil Sandstorm is great. Luckily, we don't have the hidden ability, or we might have to be stuck. From here, we're actually going to face off against Bugsy. The only strategy we use is the Sandstorm strategy right now, but as we head into Vermilion City, we're actually going to find ourselves another egg. We're going to try to hatch this egg as quickly as possible and also do some training at the dens over here, as you can see. From the egg, we're actually getting a Pidgey, which isn't the worst thing, but it's not the best thing either. Another 5k egg for an okay Pokemon, an alright Pokemon. We're going to start training in the SSN, as you can see, and then face off against Brendan. Brendan's going to give us a lucky egg once we actually beat him, as you can see. Pidgeotto clutch things up against him. We're able to get the lucky egg, and then we're going to face against Whitney because we need the item that she gives us. We're going to beat Whitney just barely over here, and then we're going to get the Eviolite against her. The Eviolite is going to boost our defenses on non-fully evolved Pokemon. As we fight against Lieutenant Surge, this is going to come in handy. We're going to set up Sandstorm in front of Pinchurican. It's going to miss his first move. I'm able to knock it down without taking too much damage with Dragon Claw. Here it's going to send out his Vigavolt. I'm not too worried about the Vigavolt. I Rock Tomb it down pretty nicely, and then it's going to just miss all attacks for me. And then the following Pokemon will be his Raichu. I'm able to send up the Sandstorm once again. I'm able to Rock Tomb it as it actually misses Side Shock, which is fine with us, and then I'm able to Dragon Claw it and knock it out. He's gonna send out his Manectric, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but I'm gonna send in my Nose Pass as his Mega Evolves because I don't want to get the Intimidate on me. I'm gonna live his Hyper Voice. I'm gonna get the Rock Tomb off. Hopefully I outspeed it after this turn. I live a Rock Tomb because of the sand, and I'm able to send in my Gabite. Gabite sets up the Sandstorm once again as he takes a Hyper Voice to the face. He's gonna dodge an attack and Rock Tomb it, and then he's gonna finish things off with a Dragon Claw. And we've beaten Lieutenant Surge with a pretty nasty strategy. I will not lie. That's so disgusting. We're using evasion. I don't want to, but I mean, come on, gotta have to. What am I gonna do? Beat him with a Pidgeotto? Obviously, from here we're gonna head into the Rock Tunnel. We're gonna clear through the Rock Tunnel, and we're gonna head into Celadon City. Celadon City is where we're gonna actually start selling all our items. We're gonna sell it too fast apparently, and then just freeze our game, which is great. So we got to go back all the way back, which is kind of annoying, but you know what, it is what it is. From here we're gonna do a little training, fight against the dens to get more items, get our Pokemon to level 44, which is gonna be the max level. We're gonna face against Chuck. We're gonna lose against Chuck and his little dojo masters over here, and then get more XP in the Erica gym, get our Pokemon maxed out, and then face against Erica herself. Main strategy for this is using Pidgeot against the Rillaboom to knock it out, and then using Roost to gain my HP afterwards. But the unfortunate thing is her team is so strong that she could just beat me 1v1 on everything and still wins, because she has 4, I got 3. I can't go to the game corner at this moment because it's locked me out, so I actually can't buy another Pokemon to train up. So we're kind of stuck with this situation. One thing I found very useful is Thunder Waving the Superior and then letting my Pidgeot beat it. But if my Pidgeot beats it, the Meganium comes out and it's going to 1v1 me and knock out the rest of my team. And then the Venusaur has Earth Power. It's going to knock my poor Probopass out. So what I have to do is actually paralyze, knock out the Venusaur, send out my Gabite. Hopefully it actually misses and gets paralyzed on the turns, and it sets up Sandstorms once again so I can set up against the Superior. Superior will actually miss most of his moves as the Gabite knocks him out. Meganium comes back out. Unfortunately, Gabite goes down, which is fine. Then I'm sending my Pidgeot. I'm able to knock it out, and we beat Erica. From there, it is the most exciting moment of the game. We're actually able to start buying Pokemon from the game corner. Now, we could rehaul our entire team. I think it's more fair if I could only choose 3 from here. So I've decided to start off with choosing a Larvesta first, because I think Larvesta is going to be one of the most important Pokemon on my team, because it's a special attacker and it's also fire type, and it could be a sweeper. We're gonna face off against Chuck one more time, and he's gonna beat us, so we're gonna run away from Chuck and head into the Team Rocket hideout. And the Team Rocket hideout is filled with a bunch of puzzles, and we're just trying to get ourselves leveled up so we can evolve our Pokemon, just barely under the level cap of evolving our Gabite. Bit unfortunate, but we're gonna face off against Giovanni, and Giovanni is going to be annoying unless we actually set up, we're using our Probopass. We're in Bulldoze the Nidoking, sacrifice our Probopass, and then set up a Sandstorm, and then knock out the Nidoking using our Gabite. And that is the most frustrating strategy you can see. I'm able to knock down the Kangaskhan to low HP, but it knocks me out in return. But my Pidgeot will finish things off against it, and we beat Giovanni. From there, we're going to head back into the little route right before Saffron City to get ourselves a Garchomp right here. Once we get this Garchomp, we're going to head into the Pokemon Tower and clear through that. Face off against, well, not face off against, we can get the Pokefruit from Mr. Fuji, and then face off against Morty, where we can get TM Shadow Ball, which is not too bad, I guess. It's not something I really want right now, but it is what it is. I'm able to sell all my items, all the valuable items we can get, and then we get ourselves another Pokemon. I'm debating between Dratini or Dreepy, either a Dragapult or a Dragonite, but I think I'd rather have a Dragonite because it has multi-scale and is able to set up against other Pokemon, and is also able to take hits pretty well. I'm gonna start training that thing up in Silph Co. As you can see, I beat every single trainer in Silph Co, but my Dragonair is not able to actually evolve, so I'm going to reload into a new emulator and then start doing the dens and then try to train my Dragonair into the max level, which is about 56, I think. And then we're able to get a Dragonite pretty easily, get some nice items as well, so we're able to sell those items eventually and then get our next Pokemon. So once we're done with that, we're able to go back and also teach ourselves some new moves, and then we're going to evolve our Dragonair into a Dragonite. Face off against Gary here. Doesn't go too well for our Larvesta. We have sacked the Larvesta, send in our Probopass because he has 30. We're able to Thunder Wave it. It's going to Shell Smash, which is kind of scary. I'm able to try attack it slowly. I'm able to Dragon Dance once against it because I know I can live a hit, but it doesn't actually attack me, so I use Dual Wing Beat against it, knock it out, which is pretty nice for us because it's lower defense. He's going to send out his Electivire next. I'm able to Dragon Rush it and knock it out fairly easily. So that's perfect for us. His next Pokemon will be the Darmanitan. Darmanitan will go down to 1 Dragon Rush as well, but he's going to go to U-turn, send in his Staraptor to use the Dragon Dance once again. It's not going to kill me, and then it's going to quick attack me. I'm going to set up against it, knock out the Darmanitan, and knock out the Jumpluff, and that is Gary down. So that's not too bad, I guess. So from here, we're going to face off against Archer and Ariana in the Pick 3 battle. We don't know what we're doing, to be honest. Our first attempt goes pretty well. I mean, our Probopass lives to the end, but unfortunately Brennan's team doesn't. So we're actually going to lose the first attempt, and we're going to lose the next 10 attempts. But that is fine, because once we get the hang of it, we're going to actually fuse our Garchomp to really whittle down the entire team of hers. And then the Sceptile will come out and help us and knock out the rest of the Pokemon. And we actually cleared through Ariana and Archer pretty well. From here, we're going to face off against Giovanni. It's going to take a few attempts. We're going to Dragon Dance in front of the Hippowdon as it set up Stealth Rocks. We don't want Multi-Scale to be broken, so we're going to set up using Dragon Dance, and then we're going to try to flinch it twice using Dragon Rush. It takes a few attempts, but eventually it does get double flinched. Then he's going to send out his Extra next, which is unfortunate because I don't have Bodos on it, so we're going to have to restart because it beats me. So restarting, get our Bodos on our Dragonite, and then start over again. Get the double flinch. He's going to send out his Garchomp next. I'm able to Dragon Rush him as he misses his dual chops, which is great for us. Then he's going to send out his Extra. I'm going to Bulldoze it, lower his speed as it's trying to Swords Dance, and I'm knock it out in the second turn, which is fine for us. From here, he's going to send out his Kangaskhan. I'm able to Dragon Rush it and knock it out. Polteageist comes out. I'm two-shotting it with Dual Wing Beat, and that's the end of Giovanni. So from here, we actually can go back to the game corner. We're again get our Honedge as our final team member. I need a Ghost type, and I also needed someone with priority, which is going to be Shadow Sneak on our Aegislash. So that is going to be our final team wrapped up. It's going to be Dragonite, Aegislash, Larvesta, Volcarona, Garchomp, Pidgeot, and a Probopass. An interesting team. There's somewhat well-balanced members of our team, I gotta say. Probopass actually doesn't see a lot of gameplay at all. He doesn't go in battles at all. I put the Lucky Egg on him, and then I train him using XP Share because he's not really good mobilely. So that's how I train Probopass. I actually don't use him in battle. But we're going to face off against Saffron City's gym leader, which is going to be Sabrina. Our first attempt at this is just we're going to try to steamroll through Sabrina without caring about her team too much. So we're going to beat down the first Pokemon, which is Indeedee, pretty easily. We're going to bait out the moves against our Larvesta and then reset because it's not going too well. On the second attempt, we went to our Gardevoir, but it's going to knock us out as well. The only strategy I think is working is relying on luck and hacks, basically. So essentially, you got to rely on the improbable to win. So we're going to have to double flinch it. We're going to restart into the double flinch. And then from there, we're going to Rock Slide once again, try to get another flinch. We're able to get a flinch on a Hatterene, or if we knock it out, then that would be great as well. Then we're able to Rock Slide again. We're also getting Dragon Claw and then Rock Slide to Conqueror. It doesn't matter what happens in this scenario. We're waiting for the Porygon to come out, which is fine. Porygon comes out next. I'm able to Dragon Claw and then dual hit the Conqueror to knock it out. We're trying to get the Porygon out so we could use Trick Room against us. It's going to use Trick Room. We're going to be outspeeding his Gardevoir, which is going to be great. Since I was Gardevoir next, getting Mega against us, we're going to Rock Slide, try to get the flinch on the Porygon. We're going to also get Dual Wing Beat the Gardevoir and knock it out as well. And then the Rock Slide will knock it out, and then the Porygon will be still alive. It's going to flinch, which is great for us. It wasn't needed, but it is what it is. We're going to double Rock Slide once again, try to get more flinches. Trick Room's up, so it's obviously going to knock us out using Marowak, and we're not going to be outspeeding it. We're going to send out our Larvesta to bait in more attacks against it. And then from here, we're going to try to Rock Slide it once again, try to weaken down the Marowak. It's getting Thunderbolt against me, so I'm going to switch out, sack my Doublade against him, and also sack my Probopass to get the Trick Room back up. I'm going to Rock Slide once again. Marowak will go down as the Porygon will knock out my poor Doublade. And then from here, I'm able to knock out the Porygon with my Dragonite and Pidgeot with dual wing beat each, and that's the end of Sabrina. So we just need a couple flinches, you know, just a lot of luck, but we eventually do get it. And then from here, we actually go down Cycling Road, train up our Pokemon all the way up into Fuchsia City. Fuchsia City is going to be home of a lot of heartbreaks in the previous challenges. But once we get there, we're actually going to start off changing our natures on all our Pokemon, which is going to be great. Then we're going to face off against Brendan at the Safari Zone. Brendan's not going to be too difficult. We're going to send up our Garchomp first to threaten our Earthquake, which we don't have. So we're going to send in our Aegislash next, bait out the explosion. Then he's going to send out his Groudon. I'm a King Shield in front of it, lower his attack stat, which is fine. I'm baiting into my Probopass. I'm gonna sack my Probopass, which is a fine, is whatever. I lower its speed as well. Send in my Dragonite next. Then I'm gonna Dragon Dance against him. He's gonna crunch me, which is fine. I'll dual Wing Beat, knock him out, which is great. Explode comes out. I'm gonna outspeed it, Dragon Rush it, knock it out, and then Gardevoir comes out next. I'm able to not kill it, and it also kills me, which is fine. Dragonite goes down. I'm sending my Volk against him. Only move I really have is Heat Wave, so I'm gonna Equipidance, Heat Wave it, and then he's gonna send out his Medicham to sack it. I'm knocking it out pretty easily. Gardevoir comes out next. I'm going to do the same thing. Heat Wave, knock it out. Sceptile comes out next. Unfortunately, it outspeeds me because it's a Mega Sceptile, of course. It's knocked me out, but I'm going to send in my Pidgeot. I don't have the Mega Stone yet, so it's still a physical attacker. I'm going to do a Wing Beat, knock it out, and then Quick Attack it. So that's the end of that. From there, we're going to actually go back and remember we have to rename the Pokemon because the game corner never gave us an option to name our Pokemon, so we're gonna go back and do that real quick. From there, we're gonna train up in the route east of Fuchsia City, right before the Koga fight. We're gonna clear through the Safari Zone as well, and then face off against Koga. Now, Koga is actually a very easy fight, so we're gonna start off the battle using our Aegislash to scare out the Swallow, because the Swallow only uses Boom Burst, which is fine for us. But I mean, if it has Scrappy, it would have been a lot harder. It's gonna sound out as Drapion next. I'm gonna use King Shield against it to lower its attack stat. The problem is, it has this move that always crits, so we gotta sack our Probopass against it. It's gonna waste some turns against me with a blow, and then I'm sending my Dragonite. I'm just Dragon Dance in front of it as it actually goes through my Multi-Scale, but that's fine for us because it actually ends up struggling in front of us. So it runs out of PP on Wicked Blow because it's banded probably, and it actually gets knocked out. Then he's gonna send out his Greninja. He's not faster than me because I got all the Dragon Dances up I wanted. So I just need to hit a Dragon Rush. I don't actually miss my first one, but it's going to use Water Shuriken against me, but it's not going to kill me. It's going to get a second one off, but it's still not going to kill me. I'm going to knock out the Greninja and then knock out Toxicity and then knock out the Swallow in return. And then Excelgor goes down and as well the Dragapult with my +5 Dragonite. Powerful Pokemon right here. This is why I chose him, because he gets the setup really easily. From here, real quick, I'm actually going to change my Volcarona's ability back to Flame Body because Flame Body is going to be more important than Swarm. I'm going to opt out of changing my Garchomp's ability from Rough Skin into that to keep a Sandbell and then teach my Volk some new moves because Volcarona, it only has Heat Wave, so I feel bad for it. Anyways, from here, we're going to face off against May. May is not going to be a problem at all. As you can see, Dragonite completely destroys this team super easily with Dragon Dance. Oh my god, this thing is powerful. As you can see, I'm going to be training in the Pokemon Mansion for a little bit because we're kind of under level, surprisingly. We're under level against Blaine, so we gotta train up a little bit more in the Pokemon Mansion. There's Aldinos in here, which gives us great XP. From here, we're gonna face off against Blaine. Blaine is gonna give us a bunch of problems. So we're gonna start off using our Pidgeot against him. Pidgeot cannot miss, so Hurricane does not matter. But fortunately, Typhlosion matters because it outspeeds me at every chance it gets. So Our strategy is to reset until Torkoal gets hit in confusion using our Hurricane. Luckily, eventually it does do that, and then we're able to knock it out. Problem is, Typhlosion is always a threat, so we have to force the Torkoal out, switch out into the Typhlosion, which luckily once we break its full HP, we're actually able to outspeed it. So once it switches out, we're able to knock it out using a second Hurricane and outspeeding it. The Cinderace is going to be kind of annoying. It's going to Pyro Ball me on all that. It's in the sun, so it's going to knock me out, of course. For some reason, I thought Pyro Ball was a physical attack. It is a physical attack move, but I thought it made contact. So I thought I should use my Aegislash against it. I thought he's also going to use High Jump Kick against me right here. So, unfortunately, I use my Aegislash because of nonsense. Whatever. Anyways, the Cinderace goes down, and then Charizard comes out next. Can obviously be a Mega Charizard. I'm gonna send in my Volcarona and then quickly switch out into my Probopass, sack my Probopass, which might be a bad idea because it has a sturdy up, whatever. Anyways, I'm sending my Dragonite. Dragonite's actually gonna beat down the Charizard as it takes a Dragon Pulse to the face. It's fine. It's gonna knock it out using Thunder Punch right here. Then the Torkoal comes out next. I'm Dragon Rush it, knock it out. He's gonna send on his Venusaur next. I'm able to dual Wing Beat, survive a Sludge Bomb because that outspeeds me using Chlorophyll. And then Volcarona comes out, dual Wing Beat will knock him out. I get burned, but it doesn't matter. We beat Blaine, and we're on to the final gym. Just kidding, as always, we gotta head into Cerulean Cave, and we're gonna face off against Ariana and Archer. We're gonna do a lot of training in here, get our Pokemon up to speed at level 79, I believe. That is the max level for this part of the game. We're gonna face off against Archer and Ariana in here in the cave, and Archer and Ariana, I decided to use Volcarona to start off because it's gonna start with a Mamoswine first. So I needed to Quiver Dance in front of it. As you can see, first few attempts of figuring things out did not work too well. But send out my Volcarona first. I'm gonna Quiver Dance it. It's gonna scare out the Mamoswine. Then he's gonna send out his Houndoom next. I'm able to Hurricane it. If I'm able to Hurricane it, I gotta pray that it hits itself in confusion using Hurricane, and then I'm able to knock it out. Once Houndoom is out, he's gonna send out his Mimikyu next. Mimikyu is always getting Swords Dance first turn because it's disguised up. So I'm gonna try to Hurricane it, try to get it confused and knock itself out. Unfortunately, it does knock me out with a Shadow Sneak, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm sending in my Pidgeot next. Pidgeot in this game is one of the best Mimikyu counters. Hurricane will knock it out. Crit it, I mean, I didn't see nothing, but it does knock it out with the best counter, I'm saying. Hurricane knocks out the Mamoswine to about low HP. It's going to Icicle Crash me, which is fine. It's going to knock me out. It is what it is. I'm going to send in my Aegislash next. It's going to have, obviously, priority to knock it out. And then it's going to send out his Durant next. I'm going to King Shield first, and then switch into my Garchomp, which in turn, I'm able to knock it out, which is great, without taking too much damage. And then we're going to face off against Ariana next. Another 4 Pokemon we got to handle. We're going to send out our Probopass first. We're going to try to attack it, trying to get something on it. It gets paralyzed. Since my Probopass did not lose any HP during this situation, I'm actually able to switch into my Aegislash, try to sack him. I'm trying to waste some turns on the Trick Room, obviously. I'm going to be able to do some damage against it, and then send in my Dragonite. My Dragonite is actually able to set up fully nicely because I had the option of keeping multi-scale on. I'm able to boost up as much as I want, and then I'm able to Dragon Dance and Dragon Rush it, knock it out as he's switching to Rhyperior, and then Dual Wing Beat will knock out the Hatterene. Mawile will get hit pretty hard with a Thunder Punch. I'm trying to outplay the Sucker Punch. I Dragon Dance, try to evade the Sucker Punch, and then, you know, I was like, whatever. I have more Pokemon in the back, but he just decides not to Sucker Punch me, and I'm able to knock it out. And unfortunately, Honchkrow has Sucker Punch. It will knock me out. I'm gonna send in my Probopass. It's a good thing I saved it because I'm able to Thunder Wave it, and then I'm able to send in my Garchomp next and finish the job against the Honchkrow. Honchkrow goes down, which is always a plus for us as we head into the final battle of the game. Well, not the final battle, but the big boss fight against Giovanni. Giovanni takes a bit of time figuring out. Pidgeot is not the wave, so do not start with Pidgeot. Do not start with Aegislash either because you're not going to be able to do anything. What you got to start off with, because it took a little bit of time, but what we got to start off is using our Flame Body Volcarona and try to get Flame Body on the Scrafty. Once Scrafty is nullified and not an issue at all, we could only focus on the left side. Once we're able to focus on the left side, we're able to knock out everything. Volcarona goes down, which is unfortunate, but Dialga is able to knock out and clean up most of the mess we have. Dialga lives an attack from the Alakazam easily. As we dual attack the Alakazam, knock it out, and then I'm going to King Shield against the Excadrill. He's going to lower his attack stat, and then we're going to Flamethrower it, knock it out using the Dialga. And the Mewtwo will come out, it's going to target the Dialga as I try to Iron Head it. As the Scrafty is just in the corner right there, it's not doing anything at all, so it's not a big scare at all. So I'm going to try to handle down the Mewtwo, and then the Mewtwo will get us pretty low, but the Salamence finish things off against it. Scrafty's still there, but now the Salamence, once we get to the final 2 Pokemon, it's gonna be annoying. He's roosting up for no reason. He should knock out the Tyranitar for us so we can knock out the rest of the team, but it is what it is. We're in Dragon Rush, knock out the Tyranitar with the help of Lance's Salamence, and then we're able to knock out the Scrafty pretty easily since it was nullified at the start of the game, and that is it. So we beat Giovanni, and now we have to head into the final gym leader of the game, which is Claire. Claire is going to be a pretty fun gym leader, I'm not going to lie. So we're going to start with a Dragonite. We're trying to paralyze the Aerodactyl. We don't get the paralyze, but we're going to live with it. Thunder Punch knocks it out. We're trying to get the paralyze on Maganera. Doesn't get the paralyze, so I'm like, okay, we'll just restart. You know what? I'm just going to play it through. Because if I don't get something I want, I would just restart. But it is what it is. I'm going to get the paralyze anyways using my Pro Pass, Thunder Wave, whatever. Trying to lower speed, still outspeeds me, whatever. I'm gonna sit in my Volt. I'm actually gonna use Corpidence. It's gonna get paralyzed, and then it's gonna switch itself out. I'm gonna Corpidence once more. I'm gonna Hurricane it, knock out the Dragovich basically as it hits itself in confusion, and then it's gonna send out its Dragonite. I'm gonna use Bug Buzz, break its Multi-Scare. I'm gonna attempt to Hurricane it, but I miss. It's gonna miss its Dual Wing Beat as well, so that turn is completely useless. I'm gonna Hurricane it, get it low HP, then it's gonna knock itself out in confusion, which is great for us. See a Dragonite, and it's gonna send out Dragovich, Bug Buzz will knock it out, and then it's gonna send out his Naganadel, Hurricane it will knock it out. Naganadel never does anything. Duraludon comes out next, Heat Wave will knock out the Duraludon, and then finally his Maganera comes out. Once again, Heat Wave will knock it out, and I do not want to lose Rage Powder. But we beat Claire, and that was one of the easiest gym fight I've ever been part of. Anyways, we're gonna face off against Gary once more. We're gonna teach ourselves some new moves to counter his team, of course. We do this every game. Staraptor comes out. Staraptor's gonna be the biggest threat. So we're gonna lower his attack state. It's gonna obviously U-turn. We're gonna switch out using our Pidgeot. Send our Pidgeot. I don't know why he didn't start attacking us faster, but we're able to knock it down pretty low. Garchomp will finish things off against it. Blastoise comes out next. I decided to use Earthquake over trying to rely on Sandville. It doesn't work out too well. It knocks me out. Kind of annoying, but I'm gonna send in my Pro Best. I'm gonna weaken it using Thunder Wave, and it's gonna knock me down. I'm gonna lower his speed and then try to avoid it. It's gonna knock me out with Aura Spear. I'm gonna send in my Dragonite next. I got the temptation, I want to Dragon Dance, but I refused. A Thunder Punch in the face. Since out his Electivire next, I'm with Dragon Dance in front of this thing. It's not gonna do too much against me. It's not even able to knock me out using Mach Punch, so Dragon Rush will knock it out in return. Kartana comes out next. I know it's gonna knock me out and again beat me, so I decided to send in my Aegislash against it. I'm gonna King Shield run in front of it. It's gonna send out Darmanitan. I'm gonna King Shield once more. I don't really mind. It's gonna Flare Blitz me, knock me out eventually. Then I'm gonna send in my Vogue. My Vogue's able to knock it out and capitalize on it, and also the Cart. So it beats down the Cart and Darmanitan for us. Oh, and also the Staraptor. Completely forgot about that. From there, we actually face off against Brendan. Brendan's gonna be the final rival battle fight before the Elite Four. So we're gonna face off against him. He's gonna start off using his Metagross against us. We're gonna switch into our Aegislash. He's gonna explode. Boom. It's gone. He's gonna send us Groudon next. Obviously, I got a King Shield in front of it. Lower his attack stat. And then switch into my Pidgeot. Pidgeot will deal with the Groudon pretty well. As you can see, Hurricane knocks it out in one hit. Explode comes out, it's gonna knock me out. I'm gonna send in my Pro Pass. I'm gonna scare it out. Thunder Wave down to Latios, which is fine. He's gonna Aura Spear me. I do a little bit of chip damage against it, but it's fine. I'm gonna send in my Dragonite. He's gonna Draco me as a Dragon Dances, which is annoying, but it is what it is. I'm gonna knock it out using Dragon Rush. He's gonna send out his Explode. I outspeed it. I don't outspeed. How do I not outspeed the Explode? I have a Dragon Dance up, whatever. Explode knocks me out. I'm gonna send in my Aegislash next because can't hit me, obviously. I'm an Iron Head Salamence. I crit it, which is fine. I'm gonna obviously King Shield up, then Shadow Sneak it. It's gonna Dragon Dance, and then it let me kill it, which is kind of funny. Anyways, Explode comes out next. I'm gonna sack my Aegislash. It's gonna Flamethrower me. Send in my Volk next. Quiver Dance in front of it twice, and then that is the end of the battle essentially. Heat Wave will knock out the Explode. Heat Wave will knock out the Sceptile, and that's the end of Brendan and all the rival battle fights as we head into the Victory Road. Victory Road, nothing too special. You don't actually have to fight any trainers in here and then get all the XP at the end using the Audinos in here. From there, we're actually gonna go back and beat up against the old Johto gym leaders. So we get the Choice Scarf from the Price, and then we're gonna get the Choice Band from Jasmine. And then we're going to head into the Elite Four. The Elite Four will start off with using against Lorelei. Lorelai's going to use her Rain Team a lot, so I'm going to restart until I get the, obviously, Hail Team. Hail Team is way easier than the Rain Team because there's no Kyogre at the end. We're also going to switch up the items for our team a little bit, give ourselves a little more wiggle room. We can give ourselves a lot of better items than we could have had. The ice team's actually going to beat us down. As you see, my strategy is to start using Sandstorm against it, so it's not able to use his hail against us. Ironhead does knock out the Glaceon, but once we get to the end though, the Rotom's able to beat us down because of Will-O-Wisp is knocking most of my team down, and obviously the Ninetale is still alive, so it will knock me out, and Will-O-Wisp my Aegislash, and so we gotta restart. From here, we're gonna give Volcarona the Choice Scarf on, and then we're gonna face off. From here, we're actually trying to paralyze the Ninetales. We're gonna sacrifice our Pidgeot, which is fine. From here, we're gonna send out our Aegislash. Aegislash is gonna knock out the Glaceon as I try to set up a Sandstorm, wait into Ninetales, get paralyzed in paralysis, and then once that is done, it's useless against us. We're gonna actually King Shield against the Azumarill to lower its attack stat, and we're able to try attack against the Azumarill. It doesn't get anything from it, but that's fine. Power Pass will be sacked to the Aqua Jet. I'm able to knock down the Azumarill pretty low, and then send in my Volcarona, which is going to be obviously one of the fastest Pokemon in the game because it has a Scarf on. I'm able to knock out the Azumarill, and Ninetales is trying to use a Blizzard still. It's fine. Bug Buzz, the Arctovish, is going to knock my Aegislash out. It's going to send in his Rotom, which is fine. I'm going to send in my Garchomp. Garchomp does have the Choice Band on. As you can see, Choice Band, Garchomp, Scarf Volcarona is putting some work. It's going to knock out the Arctovish. I'm going to get paralyzed. Rock Slide will knock out the Ninetales eventually. As you can see, with a little Bug Buzz help, it's going to get paralyzed. And then we're going to beat both of the Pokemons down in the same turn. As you can see, with the Hail advantage on our side for once. Then the Abomasnow, her final Pokemon, will come out. It's a Mega Abomasnow. It's not going to do too much against us, even though we're super weak against Ice. But we're able to Rock Slide it. It's going to knock out my Garchomp. I'm going to live an attack, Bug Buzz it, put it to low HP, send in my Dragonite, and I'm able to live it Blizzard, and then knock it out using Through Wing Beat. And we're done with Lorelei. So from there, we're going to face off against Bruno. Bruno is going to be the fighting type Elite Four member. We're going to start with our Pidgeot against his Urshifu. We're going to Hurricane it as fast as we can, obviously. What are we waiting for? He's going to live, unfortunately, using our Focus Sash. It doesn't hit itself. He's going to U-turn for no reason. Send out a Zacian. I'm going to send in my Aegislash, which is the obvious pick, because he's going to use a Steel type move against us, his Giant Bash. I'm going to King Shield the second time. I'm a King Shield as it actually attacks me. His attack stat will lower since he has a setup boom. He's going to try to raise back his attack stat. Then I'm able to hit him on those turns. And then I'm able to King Shield once again. And then he's going to hit me for real. Lower his attack stat and then try to raise it again as I try to hit it with an Iron Head. And then I'm finishing things off. That is a unique thing that I started to notice. If you lower the AI stats, it's going to try to raise it back up. So that's a great thing to put in mind for the future, obviously. It's going to help us beat down other threats on the opposing team. Urshifu comes out, I'm going to obviously Shadow Sneak it, knock it out. Scizor comes out, the obvious pick is send out my Volcarona against it. It's going to Dual Wing Beat me. I'm a Steel type, and I'm switching into a Fire type. Why would you use Dual Wing Beat? There's no point of that. He should have Swords Dance. That's a bad play on his part. Whatever, he gets Flame Body, that's what he deserves. He knocks out my Volcarona, which I'm very mad at. But anyways, my Garchomp will finish things off with a Banded Earthquake. Hawlucha comes out next. I'm going to send in my Pro Pass against him because I'm stuck with Earthquake, obviously. Thunder Wave will obviously weaken him down as I have Sturdy. He's going to knock me out. He's going to outspeed me, but that's fine. I'm going to send in my Pidgeot. Pidgeot is completely a monster. Hurricane down knocks that thing out. Hurricane the Blaze can knock that thing out. And then the Lucario comes out next. It's going to knock me out using Close Combat. That's completely fine. I have a Dragonite in the bag. I'm going to live a Meteor Mash pretty easily. Dual Wing Beat will get him low, and then my Aegislash will Shadow Sneak and finish things off. Again, that is a unique thing the AI has against us. We're going to face off against Agatha. Agatha is actually going to beat us, as you can see from this clip. She doesn't beat us technically. I'm kind of stuck using Iron Head, which is unfortunate. Anyways, we're going to face off against Agatha. Agatha is going to start using a Zoroark. I'm going to use my Aegislash to Iron Head it. It's going to taunt me, obviously, but that's fine. Then I'm going to sack my Pro Pass against it, which is unfortunate. Send in my Pidgeot. It's going to knock him out using Hurricane. It's going to send out his Mimikyu. I'm Hurricane first. Obviously, it's going to Swords Dance me. So I'm going to Hurricane once again. It gets confused. It knocks itself out in confusion. I can't do too much about that. That's its fault. I still have Thief on this Pidgeot, which is kind of funny. But I switch out my Pidgeot into my Volcarona against the Aegislash. I'm able to Heat Wave it. I'm able to knock it out. It's going to send out his Polteageist next. I'm going to try to do as much damage as I can with it. Obviously, I'm Scarf, so I'm able to do a little damage to it. And then it's going to knock me out with Shadow Ball. Obviously, my Aegislash is in the back. Then it's going to obviously knock it out using Shadow Sneak, which is great. Then it's gonna send out his Marshall. I'm able to hit it once again because I assume it was gonna bulk up in front of me. Then I'm able to use King's Shield against it. It's gonna lower his attack stat, but then he's gonna try to raise it again using bulk up, obviously. So I'm gonna hit it once more. Then it's gonna try to hit me again. So then I King's Shield once again. So it's a recurring pattern for sure. So I'm able to 1v1 the Marshall very easily from that. Gengar comes out, I'm going to do a little damage using my Shadow Sneak from it, but that's fine. Sending my Garchomp next, I'm living an attack easily, and then Earthquaking knocks out Agatha. And we're on to the last two battles, as I'm running out of breath, and I'm running out of air. We're going to face off against Lance. Lance is going to start using his Aerodactyl against us. We're going to use our Probopass. We're going to try to knock it out using Power Gem, which is easily. We do knock it out each time. The problem is, once it sends out his Melmetal next, I'm trying to use Tri Attack against it. Trying to get those status moves against it, because I can't use, obviously, Thunder Wave against it. I lose a few times, so I gotta restart. But once I actually restart, I'm able to knock out the Aerodactyl, and then I'm able to freeze the Melmetal. That's completely insane. I froze the Melmetal. And I gotta capitalize on this real quick. Send out my Volcarona against it. Quiver Dance it, because I assume it doesn't have any rock moves against me. I know it has Thunder Punch, Earthquake, and double Iron Bash. So I'm able to Quiver Dance in front of it. It's gonna get scared out. It's gonna send out his Dragovich. I'm able to Hurricane it and then knock it out in one hit. It's gonna sound as Dragonite. I'm gonna Hurricane it. It's gonna hit me with an Outrage and knock me out. It's gonna get Flame Body though, so things are not looking too bad. I'm gonna send in my Dragonite itself. I'm gonna Dragon Dance in front of it. It's gonna use Outrage. Then it's gonna get scared out. It can send out his Melmetal. I'm gonna Dragon Dance again, and then Dragon Dance once more. 3 Dragon Dances up will knock out the Melmetal eventually, as it just gets frozen in time. I mean, I'm not scared of it. If I keep my Dragonite in, I'll win this battle. If I keep my Dragonite in. Melmetal does not get on thaw. It's gonna send out Dialga. I'm able to Dragon Rush it, knock it down to low HP, Dragon Rush it once more, knock it out. Melmetal comes out, I'm knocking that thing out. Dragonite comes out, I'm able to knock him out, and his ace, his Salamence to help us through Giovanni will get completely knocked out, and that's the end of Lance. So Lance completely got destroyed just because Probopass got an ice freeze on it using Tri Attack. From here, we're going to face off against the final Elite Four member, which is our rival, which is Gary. Gary is going to be kind of annoying. He's going to beat us a few times, but the problem is we're using the wrong starter. We're using Probopass to start off against it. We got to use Pidgeot. Pidgeot is the savior. We got to use Pidgeot against our rival to start off the battle against. Pidgeot can use Hurricane against the Crocodile. Once the Crocodile gets Hurricane, it might hit itself in confusion. It's going to taunt me, which is fine. I don't use any move besides Hurricane anyways. Hurricane would knock that thing out. Groudon comes out next. I'm going to Hurricane it once. I'm going to live a rock move against it, which is impressive. Stone Edge does not knock me out. Hurricane 2 times, knock it out, and then it's going to knock me out using Flamethrower, which is fine. The Groudon's at low HP, so I'm going to send in my Aegislash to Revenge Kill it. It's going to actually switch out into his Blastoise, and then my Aegislash unfortunately gets to get knocked out. But that's fine. I'm going to send in my Volcarona against this Blastoise. I'm going to use Quiver Dance because I know I can live one attack if I get a Quiver Dance off. It's going to Shell Smash with me, so that's kind of weird as well. So it's going to actually hit me with a pretty strong hit. It's going to use Dark Pulse against me. I'm not sure where his water moves went, but that's fine. But I'm able to Giga Drain it as I'm knocking it out. I'm regaining my HP. It's going to send out his Groudon. I'm finishing things off against that. Giga Drain knocks it out. And then it's going to send out his Togekiss. I'm going to send in my Garchomp against it. Thunder Wave, I dodged the Thunder Wave, that's fine. Iron Head knocks it out eventually in 3 shots, and I outspeed it because I have a Scarf on. I'm able to Iron Head, try to knock out the Darkrai using flinches. It doesn't knock him out, but I'm able to get him to low HP, where my Probopass, send him my Probopass, he has 30, he's going to be able to live attack, he doesn't fall asleep too, and I'm able to Power Gem, knock out the Darkrai, he's going to send out his Ditto, he's going to imposter my Probopass, and that should be the end of the game. My Dragonite will Thunder Punch it, knock it out. Eventually it gets paralyzed too, and eventually we do knock it out, and we beat Gary. And we beat the game using only BUYABLE Pokemon, 3 of which came from eggs and 3 of which came from the game corner. So that is amazing team. I gotta say, one of the best teams I ever played with in this entire game. Anyways, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment down below some challenge ideas just like this one, and some nicknames. And also subscribe if you guys are not already. My name's Ben Alpha. Hope you guys all have a great day and happy holidays, of course. And I'm gonna pass out. I ran out of air. Anyways, peace out, guys.